My readings are all on self-development. My readings are all about moving forward in your life, self-developing yourself, learning, growing, moving forward, so that it doesn't mean anything other than whatever it is that you're going through in your lifetime, you are able to see something different inside of it, so you are able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. That's all I care about. If you guys are going through tough times and you're laying on the ground, you're allowing the world to swallow you up, you have no chance in your life to be anything other than a victim. And that's the honest to God's truth. There is no chance. Because once you lay yourself down and you allow the world to swallow you up, you allow any given situation to swallow you up, you cannot move forward. Oh, hi, sweetheart. Good morning. Good morning. So you have no chance, right? And here's the thing. I have always been a fighter. I have always had to pick myself up. I have always had to plug along and move forward. Now, my biological sister, which I don't like to talk about because I don't want that energy around me, and I don't want to create that energy because I do not want her back in my space. However, I'm only using this as an example, as a teaching. So my angels are keeping everything at bay, and I just need to say that out loud because I do not ever want that interaction in my lifetime. But here's the thing. One of the biggest things that she does not like about me is that she thinks that my life has always been easy. Good morning, good morning. She thinks that I've had it easy. She thinks that everything always works out for her, better. She's had the shittiest life. She's had the worst this, the worst that, which, by the way, she has gone through some very traumatic experiences I would never wish upon anyone, because she has lost her children in a house fire, and it's just horrific. So I have always given her grace, only because I can't imagine living in that life. I can't imagine surviving something like that and moving forward. So I always send her lots of love, lots of healing, all of that stuff. I always do, because my God, I cannot imagine, right? However, she's nasty as the day is long. She will make sure that you suffer in your lifetime as much as, good morning, she has suffered. And so I've had to stop that behavior. I've had to stop that communication. I've had to stop all of it because it's not for my highest good. Good morning. Hurting people hurt people. That is true. That is true. And I can't help her. I tried to help her. I can't help her. She doesn't understand self-development. She doesn't understand self-love. She doesn't understand any of those things. And no matter how I explain it to her or try to help her in it, she's never been able to receive it because she cannot see past what she's been through. And so when, again, you lay down and you let this world swallow you up, it's very difficult for you to keep moving forward. You could become very jaded, very angry, very cruel in society, or you could just be that victim where everything is constantly happening to you and you are not allowing yourself opportunity to be happy or moving forward in any way. So with this person who was, put a comment on my page yesterday on, yesterday's angel reading, she was like, bad things happen. Yes, bad things happen. Yes, bad things happen to everybody. Bad things happen to me. That's how we perceive it. Yes, I've had some pretty horrific things happen. However, I did be angry. I have been angry. I have reacted angrily many times until I started doing the work on myself. And now I choose to be different. I choose to live in empowering context. It doesn't mean that I don't get upset. It doesn't mean that I don't get angry. It doesn't mean that sometimes I don't feel like I'm hitting a wall every single time. It just means that I choose to then respond differently than most and keep plugging along, keep putting a smile on my face, and keep moving forward in my life, because I know my experience has shown me everything in our lives is temporary. And the only way you can keep it long lasting is if you allow the world to swallow you up. No matter what is going on inside of your world, horrific things. There's all kinds of different things. You could, it shows us, society shows us every single day. I used to have a friend. We're no longer friends. We went our own separate ways. But her daughter was murdered. It was on a date. So this person slipped her a drug, kept drugging her, ended up killing her, and left her for hours. Didn't call the police or the paramedics until it happened like 4 o'clock in the morning. He didn't call the police until 10 p.m. that night. That night. So that is horrific, right? That is a horrific way. Getting that knock on your door, knowing that this is what's happening with your child. How she lives her life is very powerful. She has never given up. She has other children. She has never given up. She keeps moving forward, even though she has her gut-wrenching days, falling down, sad, crying, whatever the case may be. She still gets up and plugs along and keeps moving forward in her world, no matter what. And then there will be other people where they will just let it all go. They will, because something tragic has happened, they will stop living. And we've seen it. We've seen it in many different people. We've seen it in a lot of different ways. We've seen it with, like homeless people, right? I've used this example before. You have homeless people who, are very happy, go lucky, even though, good morning, they are going through their tough time, right? Tough time, not knowing how they're going to sleep, or not knowing how they're going to get their meal, not knowing how they're going to provide for their family, not knowing anything. And there's a smile on their face. And then you have other ones who are very angry, very upset, very spiteful, all those things. We have it in everything, right? And these are just a couple of examples. If you really open your eyes and look around, you can see the people who are angry all the time. And then there are people who are happy-go-lucky, loving all the time. There are people in their lives who are never satisfied, even though everybody's healthy, even though everybody's together. You have money, you're able to pay your bills and put food on the table. People are just never satisfied in their world, in their life. And they're angry, they're upset, they get pissed at people because they're happy-go-lucky and they're doing whatever they're doing, even with the little amount that they have. But the little amount that they have is just enough for them to keep moving forward, so they're very grateful, they're very happy for it. Good morning. So these are things that you really want to look at your life about. And so with this comment that was left yesterday, and I really felt for her, because I can feel her anger, I can feel her pain, but it doesn't matter what I say or how I can respond to her, that she will ever receive it in a way that will be positive. Never. Good morning. It took me a couple of years to get over my daughter's death. Yes. You know what? It takes a long time. However, you kept moving forward. You are here. And even though and you haven't gotten over it, right? You've just learned how to manage the pain. You've learned how to manage in your world while you're still living an extraordinary life. Good morning. Some of these I don't want to put my glasses on. Wait. You guys, you can only write like a couple of things so that I can see it. I don't know what I did with my glasses. There they are. Hold on one second. Let me see. And if you guys do it in caps, oh wait. My niece is angry and withdrawing. Yes, because her mom died. I can understand that. I was product of CSA. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that we've gone through. There's all kinds of things that all of us have been through. Good morning. There's all kinds of things. And it's like we still have to keep plugging along. My 3 children, yes. There's a lot of things. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot. And let me tell you this, I didn't know anything about self-development. The first thing I heard about any kind of self-development whatsoever when I was younger, and I remember, there's a lot of things that I remember from my childhood. There are certain things that were said in my childhood where I knew I was going to be that type of person. So I remember when you have sales and stuff like that. And I remember my parents or my mother, I can't remember which one said, or both, they agreed with each other, that salespeople are these happy-go-lucky, yes, 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 rah, 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 self-development stuff, all that kind of thing, right? And I remember silently to myself that I will be that person, that I will be that yes person, or, go, 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 that cheerleader. And I remember, I can see it as it's happening right now. Like, they were putting down those people. They were treating those people as if there was something wrong with them, and they were normal and they were better than everybody else. And I remember that. There's a lot of things I remember from growing up, and I resonated with things very early on. So my life doesn't surprise me, even as much as it surprises me. It doesn't surprise me because I was being told through them, from my angels, that this is how you're going to be in life. You're going to be one of those people. You're going to be cheering people on, helping people see things differently. And I am. Like, there's so many things that did not resonate with me growing up, but yet did in a different way. You're angry towards others. Well, and then that is something, I honor you, because that's the same way, I was too. I mean, my life was not easy. People, will say things to me or whatever, but it was not easy. I took many, many beatings. There was a point where I couldn't go to school for a week because we had swimming lessons, and I had bruises, strap marks all up and down my body. I was in 6th grade when that happened. There's a lot of things that I've had to sustain, I'd had to go through, and I was angry. I didn't really take it out on other people. I was an a-hole for a period of time because I thought the world revolved around me, because that's the way I was raised. And then I found out the world did not. I had a beautiful soul come in front of me and say, this is not the life you're supposed to be living, and help me change the world that I lived in. And so now that I see things differently, and I see that people go through things all the time, and a lot of people still come out on top. They live their lives powerfully. Belt welts. I know that's all we had. It's terrible. I mean, my father, I had that. I can't stand a strap snap. I still can't, or a belt. I cannot stand the sound. It triggers me every single time. In fact, I already have, just even talking about it, I can feel it in my chest. I have the nervousness. I don't like it because that is terrifying to me. As soon as I hear a a belt snap, I know that there's going to be a lot of trouble. I know that that's how my body goes to. And it's crazy because I haven't been hit by a belt many, many moons. But not only did he hit with the belt, but this was like a 6'3", 6'4" man, big man, with a little person, and punching, shaking, choking, throwing up against the walls. I mean, he put my sister through a wall. It's crazy how stuff like that happens. And then it's funny too. Here's the funny thing about it. My sister, she is so angry, and yet she's the type of person who protects her abusers. So she loves my parents who raised us so much. She will do anything for them. Me, I'm a whistleblower. I'm somebody who is like, this wasn't right. I'm not participating in this life. I'm out, because I did not want to raise my kid that way. And so things shift and change. But then she's still gone through horrific things in her lifetime, but she's just so stuck in that life. It's just sad. Oh, I know. Oh, trust me. Oh, God. It's terrible. I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, we can go on and on, but it's terrible. Trying to support my niece through grief. It seems like, honey, I can't go live. Yeah, it's hard, but you know what? Here's the thing. God helps those who help themselves. So you've got to be patient. You've got to let them mourn the way they need to mourn. You've got to stand by and watch them. Because here's the thing. If they're not ready and they're not willing to do anything different than what they're doing, you're beating your head up against the wall. You've got to preserve yourself, and you've got a lot of things going on in your own family, which means you have got to save your energy for yourself. PTSD, yes. So you got to help yourself first. And I know that you're helping yourself first, So you have to continue to do that first. You understand? So I understand about your niece and you love her and all those wonderful things, but I promise you, you're going to have to stand by and be patient. You're going to have to stand by and watch until she is asking. You can try to help her, but if she's not receiving it, you're literally giving away your power, and then you're taking your healing away from yourself, which means that's also a part of you putting yourself on the back burner, which then only you can be responsible for. Because this is, everybody has their journey. Everybody, when we come to this planet, when we are born, we came here with a plan. We came here with a soul contract. There's things that we are supposed to be doing in this lifetime, learning, growing, and evolving our soul. And so this is stuff where once you take your attention off yourself and then start putting it towards somebody else who's not receiving it, you then are purposely, unconsciously, but purposely keeping yourself held back and not healing from the stuff that you need to heal from. And so this is something that's very, very important for you to understand and realize about yourself so that you keep moving forward. And yes, it is very difficult, very hard to watch people. Very hard to watch people when you are close to them like that implode. Very, very hard. However, for your own preservation, that's exactly what you have to do, because they will not receive your help. You can stop everything and they still won't receive your help until they're ready for it. You can only change yourself. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Nephew. My niece and nephew lost their mom. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of things that's sad. And so I send out prayers and healing to everybody. Everything that I do is always about love and healing. So anytime somebody interacts with me, they immediately are healed. That's one of the gifts that I have. People, and it amazes me because it blows my mind every single time, because people, they physically tell me that they feel better, they feel clear, they feel like they've healed something in some way when I interact with them. And so to me, that is amazing, and I just love it. So even when I do my readings, when I'm doing events, I have crystals that is called shungite. And shungite you hold in your left hand, and the cylinder, clear cylinder, you're welcome, sweetheart, you hold in the right hand. And so the energy is able to flow through you. The healing is able to go through. And with that cylinder, it flows right through. I just love it. So these are things that, I automatically will always send out love. I always send out healing. That's just who I am, because I don't ever want people to suffer. And so, but I did learn a long time ago that you cannot make people your project. You cannot try to change people. You can't physically heal people, but people can receive the healing from you, because it's always coming from above. It's always coming from God, always coming from your angels. I'm literally just a constant clear channel. And so I never take responsibility for the healing. I just know that that's what one of my gifts are, and people receive God's gift when I'm with them. You're an empath. I have a 10 tech to get messages. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a 10 tech is. So, but if you're an empath, I don't know what a 10 tech is. So I can't even talk. I don't even know. I don't know. Is it a crystal? I don't even know what that is. So, I am also an empath with all my spiritual gifts as well. A channel, a medium. And so I am able to get the messages regardless. Drawing in your physical body. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I'm confused. Drawing in your physical body. I don't know what that means, sweetheart. I'm not sure what that means. I know that sometimes when I'm doing readings, which happened to me over the weekend, that spirit has jumped in my body. Souls have jumped in my body. It happened twice on Sunday. Did not like it. I never like it when that happens because it makes me feel sick and I get disoriented, lightheaded, dizzy. So I don't like to work that close in you. I don't know. So what, you go inside of people's bodies? Is that what you're doing? I'm not sure. I mean, I do energy healing. I just allow the healing to come through, but sometimes spirit will jump in and I'm not a fan. So we have an agreement most of the time not to do that. But sometimes they enjoy doing that. Why do they do that? Good question. So sometimes they want to make sure they get their point across, and sometimes they're very impatient because they want to talk to the person who's in front of me. So the first lady, she asked me, did my mother ever love me? Draining yourself and your body. Honey, I'm not sure exactly. It does drain me. It's only happened a few times, but why do they do that? So let's go back to the why do they do that. So when I was doing readings, like there were a couple of people where their people were literally side to side, shoulder to shoulder to me. You know how there's like a false start? You know when there's a race and somebody does a false start and starts to go forward, then pulls themselves back? Well, I kept seeing the corner of my eyes, like my head kept going back and forth because the souls were trying to, move forward. They really wanted to get their point across. And so when the woman asked, did my mom ever love me? And her mom came in like there was nobody's business, jumped right in and said, yes, 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 I did. And so she was very adamant about it. I could feel everything about her. And then all of a sudden I'm getting lightheaded, dizzy. And I was just like, oh my God, she's inside of me. And so I'm like, and inside, while I'm talking to this woman, I'm telling her like to get out. You're not welcomed in my body. Get out. And so then, and I was tired. So yes, you're right. I mean, there's times I don't like that sometimes. And when I do a lot of readings like that, sometimes that happens. Soul begins to get pushy. Absolutely. And so then she popped out. She was done. And then I was doing the next lady. The next lady sat in. And then I was doing her reading. And all of a sudden, one of her people popped in. And I was just like, oh my God. Then I had this headache. I'm like, do you have a headache? Because I can feel it. And it was, right exactly where she said, yes, I really do. And it's a pretty bad headache. I said, I can feel it. I said, you're in your head. And I can feel the burning in the back of my head. I said, you're so much in your head that your head is on fire. And I felt it. And so I knew, again, that there was somebody else in here. And then I called on God. And I'm like, please get these people out of me. But by that point, it was really too late. I was already stuck with this energy, feeling the way that I was feeling. When she was done, like I was done. And so when she left, I didn't have anybody at my table. And then I needed to clear myself. So the guy who was doing readings next to me, he was walking past me. And I asked him to please clear me because I knew I couldn't get rid of it on my own. Plus the remnants was already there. So it was difficult. So he did. He cleared me. And I could feel this wafting energy coming beneath my feet to my toes up, and I could feel it all coming out as he's pushing it all out. I started crying. I started, crying, getting emotional. He goes, those two souls that jumped in really touched on some of the things that are still, you're still healing from, and really opened them up. And he goes, just let it out, just cry. And and I did. So then he was like, now go like wash your hands or whatever. So I did. And it was still there. Like when I was looking in the mirror in the bathroom, my eyes were so not my eyes. And I was just like, holy cow. And it lasted for a long time. I didn't like it. I hate it when they do that to me. I don't like it. I meant to say I have tendencies to get messages being an empath. Yes, sweetheart. And that is why you've gone through the life that you've gone through so far in this lifetime. That's why you've had to go through a lot of stuff, because with the empathy and the empath, with all of that and the message you receive, it's because you have now experienced inside of you, you have experience that you can relate to other people, and you can help other people get out of their own way. So as they see you and hear you with your story, then they are able to share their story, and they're able to heal because you healed. They have the utmost respect for you and love for you. And so when they see you operate a particular way, they know that they can too, which I believe is absolutely amazing. So this is something that is extraordinary, and I'm so grateful that you shared that. And thank you for clearing that up, because I wasn't quite sure what was going on or what was trying to be said, because I missed some of it, and it's hard for me to go back because there's people who will then send messages. So I just really want to commend you for that. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward. We cannot heal other people. We can't, we can heal, but we can't fix, right? Nobody's broken, but people are who they are. They're whole and complete just as they are. Even if they never do anything and they stay exactly the way they are, that's part of their plan, part of their journey, where they're at. And we could only be responsible for our own personal self, our own personal person. Even when we have our own children and we're raising our kids and we have the family members, our spouses, whatever, they're still on their own individual journey, their own path. They chose to be born into a family, but it is their job to really learn and grow and do the things that they need to do on their own. We can only be there to help them a little bit, pick themselves up, help dust themselves off, but it really has to come from the individual person, whether or not they're going to move forward in their life. And I do use my sister as an example, because between the two of us, I mean, her situation was hell of a lot worse. She got her ass beat hell of a lot worse than I did. And she is where she's at, and I am where I am at. I am sorry for getting in the middle. Oh, shit. Don't worry about that, sweetheart. Don't worry about that. You don't need to apologize for getting in the middle. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what's being said and how that goes. But everybody has value and everybody has input. So you're not getting in the middle. You are just adding value. And then as what I'm doing is getting clear on the communication so that we are moving forward. So do not ever apologize. The only time you need to apologize is when you're only putting negative nonsense on. And that's the only time. But for this, helping each other move forward, this is never to apologize for. Trust me. I appreciate it like you have no idea how much. Because this is the community that I want us to have. I want us to have the community where we are literally moving each other forward. We're helping each other live our lives. We're helping each other see different perspectives. Because here, I've got my examples, but you guys have your examples as well. You have your life stories. You have your life experiences that when you are comfortable enough to share, you then get to help another. And that is what makes the world go round, and I love it. Strange Thing is just about my siblings are empaths as your mom. Yeah, you come from a whole line. And here's the other thing too. We all come with spiritual gifts. We all are able to do the same things. It's just that majority of us, a good portion of us, are not awake. We're not awake because of past lives. People don't realize it is safe for us to be seen in this lifetime. The ones who are actually using their gifts from God. You are the first I meet felt what I feel. Oh my God, that's awesome. Well, here's a whole community. There's a whole community here that you get to participate in. And I really appreciate you, and I thank you for joining us with all of this, because this is something that a lot of us feel. A lot of people will realize that they do have spiritual gifts, but they're afraid to say something because of the conversations that's been said in their families, because of the way they know how their family's going to react. So they will keep it to themselves and stay quiet with it until finally they find an outlet or get connected to somebody where they're able then to share themselves wholeheartedly, which I think is amazing. And that's what it is. That's what I'm all about. This is something that I share, and it doesn't matter to me how much people say stuff. I will just always keep moving forward. Always keep moving forward. I don't really care, because I've got people who say all kinds of crap to me, and I really don't care. I don't. I just keep moving forward, and then I block them because I don't want to see it. I'm not going to invite that energy in. And we've been doing very well lately, so I'm very, knocking on wood, very happy about that. So we are in a space right now where things are shifting, things are changing. The energy is changing. People know that I'm going to keep moving forward and you can't shut me down. And so they're just all staying at bay, which I absolutely love. And I appreciate that. And I thank our angels for all of that, because you guys are also creating that energy as well, which I love. Let's see. Mine's come from Most High, my heavenly. Yeah, absolutely, sweetheart. That's what I said. That's, whatever your God is. Yes, absolutely. That comes from God. Please feed. How do I train myself to look for real signs from my angels? It's not training, sweetheart. It's believing and seeing and trusting yourself. So, again, I tell you guys all the time, angel numbers. Look up your angel numbers. Anytime you look at the clock, anytime you see a repetitive number, anytime, you're being drawn to a specific number, I don't care what the number is, you got to look up that spiritual meaning, that angel number. Every number is an angel number. Every number is an angel number. Whatever you're being drawn to look at is an angel number. When you find feathers everywhere, these are messages from heaven. When you see coins, when you see dollars, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what the denomination is. These are things. So on Saturday, I brought all my stuff in. I don't know where my penny is right now, but it's somewhere. I brought, my stuff into my table. And I went back to my car to get my purse. And then as I was coming back in to go back into the building, there was this beautiful, brand new, shiny penny. Brand new, shiny penny. And that was my penny for the day. It was going to be, my angel said it's going to be a successful weekend. And it was a successful weekend. So these are things. These are your messages from heaven. Animals crossing your path, messages from heaven. Bugs, flies, birds, it doesn't matter. Spiders, it doesn't matter. These are all messages from heaven. Sounds, conversations, these are all messages from heaven. When you are having you hear multiple conversations, the same conversation coming from different directions, these are messages for you. These are from your angels. Your angels are trying to talk to you through other people because you're not listening. So a dime was in oh my God, I love that. You know what's funny? I found 2 dimes in my back floor in my car the other day. Those 2 are messages. I don't know how they got there, but they were there. So again, these are all messages. Absolutely. Trying to convince the person about what they're going through. Nope. Convincing somebody is not ever a good idea, because when you have to convince them what you're trying to say, you always have to convince them. Don't convince people. If they're not willing to receive it, it's not your job to convince them. So just keep moving forward. Let them be where they're at. They've got to deal with the shit that they have to deal with, and you just keep moving forward with what you need to do. I promise you, everything's going to be okay. I got to go inside. I'm later than a date as usual. Hold on, let me see what this is. My nephew's sign from his mother is a ladybug. Oh, that's amazing. A few days after the 27th. That's awesome. I found pennies all the time. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I love you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah! I love you. I'll see you later. And of course, I'll do the angel reading later. Love you. Bye.